Inter beat Frosinone 2-0 to stay top of Serie A. But Jules, you know what I'm going to ask about. That goal by Federico Dimarco, and yes,
incredible.
He meant it.
He meant it. This time, it's not a Mudryk fluke or the Griezmann one that we had in a kind of similar way.
Alessandro Florenzi against Barcelona for the old-timers.
Yeah, for the old-timers. This is exceptional, really. 60 yards out, right on the touch, like literally on the touchline on the left-hand side, just after the halfway line.
56.2 meters.
Is a 56. Incredible lob right in the top corner or the other side. And like you said, he meant it. He looks up very quickly. There's nobody else around anyway, so that's the only thing he can do. It's the goal of the season in Serie A. Maybe the like Puskás award if you want already. I can't see how something. We've had big lobs, and we saw the Hurricane one against Darmstadt. We saw Camara with Metz against Monaco. But it's central to central, and the goalkeeper is far more advanced than in this case. Dimarco exceptional.
There's a lot more technique, and if you see there's a camera angle from behind, you can see him. He's running. He looks up and looks across. He sees there's nobody there, and I think in that time he makes a decision. All right, I either try to whip this across or Thuram to somehow get the ball at the edge of the box, but that's really, really difficult. And so no, he won't be expecting this, and then he lowers his head to hit it. I thought it was just, it was tremendous. Don Hutchinson, very excited.
Very much so. Sticking with that game, Gab, tell me about the Frosinone goalkeeper, Stefano Turati, who conceded that goal. Is he really one of those footballers who is also a fan?
I love this story. Last May 24th, the Coppa Italia final. He is an Inter fan. He was in the stands. There's pictures of him like shirtless. Now he's playing against Inter. I love it. Not enough footballers who pay their own way to sit in the stands with the common folk. Obviously, people who don't understand football went and immediately said, oh, look, he's an Inter fan. He should have done better. I'm not going to blame the goalkeeper on this one. I thought he made some good saves before.
Yeah.
You know what? And if you want to get all conspiratorial, and I love conspiracies, I'm not going to go and help the team I support and throw this game by telling everybody in the week before the game that, hey, yeah, look, that was me. I am a big Inter fan in the stands. Yeah. It was me running around with my shirt off. I'm not going to do it by telling Dimarco, hey, Dimarco, when you're out by the touchline just inside your own half, you shoot from 56 meters, right? Because this is the best way to cloak it, right? So please put that aside. This was just a tremendous goal, and I'm really happy for this kid.
Yeah.
And I wish more footballers came out and were honest and were actual fans of the game as well.
Not so much for Rudi Garcia, who's been sacked as Napoli manager. Was it really that injury time winner scored by Empoli, Kovalenko for Empoli, that did it, or there was just more?
So that's the narrative. Napoli fans angry, really angry after the game. This is not a knee-jerk. Remember, they're going to sack him before the last.
Yeah.
Failing to beat Union Berlin, being the only team not to beat Union Berlin in the last 3 months. I think that might do it. They've won 2 of 8 at home. Yeah, they're only 4th in the table. They're doing much worse than they were last season.
4 months last
Sure, no Seaman. Now they're either going to go for Igor Tudor if it's a permanent appointment, or Cannavaro.
How can you go for Tudor? How can you think Tudor? But Conte was the same. That they feed those players and that squad who won and who played in the certain style for the last 4 years. Why would you bring someone who plays a back three and the style of football that's got nothing to do with Spalletti?
He's going to have to adapt if they go with Tudor. But Tudor said, I want an 18-month deal. I'm not just coming in till the end of the season. So we'll see.
Milan, a 2-goal lead. Slip at Lecce to draw 2-2, and Gab, they nearly considered an injury time winner as well. Giroud gets sent off. Rafael Leao comes off injured. But they're still celebrating that win over PSG. What happened?
I don't know. Everything was going fine. Lecce are not a bad side, but they were firmly in control. Leao came off after just 10 minutes, and then they just collapsed towards the end. And they were really, really fortunate, as you said there, because Piccoli scores should have been the winner for Lecce. The VAR saw some attacking foul on Malik Chaw, who's a big, strong boy. I'm not sure about that. The sort of the stock explanation is that they've had so many injuries and muscular injuries this season that they haven't been able to rotate, and so they get tired late in games, and that's why they collapse. And remember, there's a 2-goal lead against Napoli, and what else?
What about not playing Yunus Musa right back? When you have on the bench, a Florenzi whose job for all his life, he might not be very good at it, but he's still a right back. Why would you move Musa? there who was terrible in that second half, and obviously he's involved on the 2 goals. Poor marking in the first one, loses the ball on the second one.
I think he says he wants to do things differently. We've seen this before.
Yeah,
well, what about playing Giroud with like the human refrigerator, Jovic, right, against Udinese? He likes thinking outside the box. I'm not going to criticize people trying to get creative.
He makes mistakes, though.
Girona, do it again, Jules. And they're still top of La Liga with another comeback win, this time 2-1 away to Rayo.
Yeah, to Rayo, and they were saved twice by the post as well, by the woodwork. And what we said last time, take it for as long as it lasts. There will be a point where it doesn't last anymore. You don't come back again from behind. The post goes in against you and not for you. And you will play a tougher team than Rayo, although Rayo are not bad at all. But Savio, again, Dovbig, it's not. They are just an incredible story so far.
All right. Against the top 7 this season, they've played 2 games.
Yeah.
They lost one,
yeah,
and they drew one. That's all I'm going to say.
Juventus beat Cagliari 2-1 to stay second in Serie A and even first for a few hours. Gab, the Allegri formula is working after all, although they conceded for the first time in like 700 minutes or something.
No, it's not working. No, this is rubbish. This isn't good.
2 set pieces, man. That's all.
First of all they can do is score on set pieces. And by the way, if you're right, Bremer's fantastic. Blah blah blah. Much power to him. The other one, the Rugani one, where they got like a million XG off that because he like touches the ball like 50 times.
He's just hit the line.
Yeah, exactly. But then the Allegri formula means we take the lead and we shut up shop. Yeah. He didn't shut up shop. Dossena scores to make it 2-1, and then at the end the ball goes in off the post. I mean, pretty ridiculous. Yeah. Now, obviously, you got a lot of explanations. No Pogba, no Fagioli, no Rabiot, no Danilo's important for them. This is fine. But then it's your choice to keep Vlahovic on the bench, and it's your choice to play so badly, against a team that has only started winning of late in Cagliari. Yeah. So, no, I don't think this is going to work. I think they'll still finish top 4 through inertia probably. But this is bad football, and the worst thing they can do is to think, this is the way forward.
Roma against Lazio threw up a bit of a 0-0 stinker. I mean, not even a bit, Gabby, a lot of it. Despite a bright start from Roma and Luis Alberto hitting the woodwork, that was lovely. But Mourinho and Sarri are friends again. Well, Mourinho and Pedro might not be so much. He didn't like the diving, did he?
Yeah, he didn't like what he said. Pedro's constant diving. He said, what did he say? Like he should be in a swimming pool. That's original. 1980 called. They want their joke back. But look, I think this is the Rome derby is rule number 1 is you don't lose it, because if you lose it, everything, all the good stuff you've done goes out the window and people flip out on it.
I know, if you try to win it, you might win it.
Right, but the benefit of winning it is less than the damage done if you lose it. This is the mindset. Sadly, shouldn't be like this. I think
it's a shame.
I was interested how, after really going after each other, Mourinho and Sarri after the game says oh yeah, we have our differences, but deep down he's a friend. Oh yeah, he's a friend. All right, okay, guys, you're kind of like lifting the curtain behind professional wrestling when they all shout at each other, and then you go in the back and they're eating chicken wings out of a box together and yucking it up. It's a little bit like this. I think Mourinho is the one. I think he's under more pressure. He's the one I expect more from Mourinho because he's Mourinho. Because Dybala and Lukaku are fit.
Yeah.